I didn't lose my keys, although I did. The video is not that superficial. It's much deeper than that, okay? Warning. Alright, so I'm gonna just introduce myself first. My name's Emily. I'm known as Here Comes Emily because I love the Beatles song, Here Comes the Sun, and I thought that it was a good name to just represent my personality. I grew up in France, but I'm officially from the IKEA country, Sweden. I'm 21 years old. I'm studying philosophy in London. I love children, listening to music, spending time with the people I love. I like the 60s and 70s. I love making playlists. I love flowers, really do. I love to train. I do weightlifting, believe it or not. I love to dance. I do ballet and hip hop. I'm all about wearing flowers, flower clothing, and whenever I go to protests or demonstrations, I like to wear my floral dresses. I will always give out a flower, a fake flower or a real flower to a child out there. So why would you out there look at this video? I think I have something to say. What does a 21-year-old have to say to the world? I want to spread my smiles, my peace, my love, and my positivity to the world. I think I have a lot of things to say. I've experienced a lot of different things. I've gone through a lot, even though I'm just 21 and there's so much more to go. So the title of this video sounds weird because most of the people out there, when they make a YouTube video on the 1st of January, I believe so. I'm not a big YouTuber, but I'm a really small one. I just started. This is my first video, so please be considerate. Don't hate me. Please. Oh god, this is so hard. So everybody does a video about what they gained this year, what they've achieved. But the thing is, behind every success, there are cries, failures, sacrifices, battles. There's a whole process between January 2019, January 2020. This process that I'm talking about, it doesn't end. And that's very important. Most people think that happiness is a destination. No. Happiness is a path, okay? It's not something that you just achieve, that you go to, okay? Life is a journey. I call it a journey. It's my journey, you know? There's no straight path, and it's about opening your heart and giving yourself the possibility and the space to begin that journey. All the achievements, they don't come like this. No. I haven't achieved much. I've lost, actually. But through losing things, it's actually going to turn out really positive, and you'll see why in a moment. Exactly a year from now, I was suffering from a huge, severe depression. I tried to end my life a few times, and I was hospitalized in January 2019 for two or 3 weeks. It was a very difficult time. Just to make you feel better, so that you don't quit the video, I've recovered from my depression, thank God. So that's one of my biggest achievements this year, is that I've survived. So this video is about this, the process, how I went from hating myself, thinking I'm a piece of shit that deserves to die, to now where I love life, I have so many ambitions, so many passions, I want to do so many things, and I love myself. When like a year ago, I hated myself. It's not because I recovered from my depression that I might not relapse this year. It's not because I'm feeling good now that I'm not going to have some ups and downs. That's all part of life. And I think that it's a very relatable process, and a lot of problems that I'm going to talk about are probably problems that you're facing too, that you don't talk about because nobody talks about them. Nobody talks about the negative, nobody talks about depression, and I want to talk about it because those are topics that need to be discussed. I just posted one photo on Instagram talking about depression. I got 20 messages of people like, oh my god, I'm also suffering from depression. I've received so many messages. This video is for all of you out there that are suffering in silence, to help you out as much as I can, and as much as a 21-year-old can. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm just a 21-year-old girl, but I'm alive and I love life, and thus I think that I have something to tell you that might be valuable for you. What I lost this year, first of all, was the demeaning look that I had on myself. I used to find myself pathetic, in a very negative way. I found myself stupid. I couldn't finish my essays for university. My life was just meaningless. I was unintelligent, ignorant. I had nothing to do on earth. No one loved me. Everyone was pretending like they did, but they didn't. I felt foolish, empty, like I had no purpose. Felt hopeless, simple-minded, and just not original. And I just felt like a piece of shit, basically. This whole year has been me working on myself and looking deep inside of me, thanks to therapy. I used to date guys, and they were all narcissistic perverts. So they would tell me pretty horrible things, like that I was stupid, that I was not intelligent, that I was, clumsy and all that kind of stuff. They would tell me this all the time, that I had terrible taste in music, that I was very cheesy, that I was a corny person, that what I was reading was shit, and that what I was painting was shit. So for 5 years, I was completely lost. I did not know what I liked anymore, because what I liked depended so much on what they liked. So for all of those out there who have dated narcissistic perverts, I think you really know what I've been through. So it took me 5 years to just be able to pick a book and not ask myself, would he approve of this? Would he be fine with me reading this? Or with me just buying this? Still today, that's just how traumatic this was. I can't paint anymore because I'm so scared to paint, because he told me, this guy, that I was so cheesy, that I was untalented, and so I stopped painting when so many people loved my artworks. If I can't, I will be able to at one point. I know I will, but right now I'm not ready yet, and it's okay. But so the way that I managed to change was to really focus on me and kind of abstract on everyone around me and just try new things and see how I felt about them. Stop asking others what they thought I should do. That was the first step. I have this tendency to wanting to do everything perfectly, to wanting to please everyone. I had, and I think a lot of people have this need to seek for other people's validation. So I used to come up with the biggest lies, the weirdest things in the world, just so that people wouldn't judge me and think that I'm a bad person. Now, when I do something, it needs to be okay for me to do it. Don't force myself to do things anymore for others, because that gives me anxiety. That stresses me out. Now I say okay or not okay, and I measure at the same time the consequences that my okay will have on me, but also on others. This year I lost this difficulty I had to own up to my actions and take responsibility to what I do. It took me a year, but now when I can't do something that other people expect of me, fuck it. I prioritize my own well-being now. Especially if you're suffering from depression, focus on you. Don't let others soak the energy out of you. Soak the little hope that, your life will be good. Don't let anyone take that away from you. I learned to not necessarily listen to what your family tells you to do, okay? My family tells me a lot of different things. Oh, you should model. Oh, you should be a doctor. Oh, you should do this. You should do that. I didn't fall into the trap of actually like doing what they told me to do. So I did everything they didn't want me to do, but I'm so happy I did, because I found myself by doing this. So I went to Thailand in May, just went to teach English as a foreign language to Thai students in Kanchanaburi, a small town next to Bangkok. One of the things that I discovered this year is I love to teach. It's my passion. I love to share my knowledge, share my experiences, enlighten people, and especially children. And that's why I want to become a primary school teacher. And eventually I want to found my own primary school in Southeast Asia. So I went to Thailand in May. I was in the middle of nowhere. I completely stepped out of my comfort zone. That's one thing that I lost. The fear of discomfort, the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. I love it now. Just stepping out of your comfort zone. That really takes a lot. Traveling, I think, is one of the ways to discover yourself, is traveling abroad. Travel. You'll soon see how you function when you're not in your comfort zone. And that tells you a lot about yourself. And I realized that I wasn't as bougie as most people thought I was. I was actually a fucking hippie, okay? I was just wearing anything and just eating anywhere, and it was just all spontaneous and amazing. And I did this with a friend of mine. This is his shirt, by the way. Hey there. I learned to say no. Just no. And not even having to justify myself, because I would always justify myself. So I would be like, no, I can't come to this party because I have a homework due at like 6 p.m. The next day, so I can't make it, blah, blah. And once a girlfriend of mine, she looked at me, she was like, why are you justifying yourself? If you want to go, just go. And I listened to that and I was like, fuck, that's so true. Why do I have to justify? I don't have to justify myself. I also learned this year to take responsibility over the actions that I do, to own up to what I did. I'm a very spontaneous person and a very impulsive person. So whenever I'm angry, I can really burst into anger and say the most horrible things in the world. And I've really paid the price for this, because I've lost a lot of friends because of my impulsivity, because I've, out of anger, without thinking, I've told them horrible things that no one on this planet deserves to hear. And thus, these people didn't want me in their life anymore, and I understand, and I respect their decision, because what I said was unfair and was not okay. It was not okay. So what do I do now is that when I feel angry, for instance, I'm going to wait 24 or 48 hours before I act upon my anger. Just because 24 hours later, the emotions are not as intense. They're not as huge. You're a bit more rational. You're not going to say things that you regret. I mean, you might still do, but less likely. I have a tendency to wanting to be the perfect girl, the perfect Emily with no problems. Perfect Emily. This tendency I have. Big tendency since I was 12 years old. Well, now, if I don't do it perfectly, I don't do it perfectly. Still a bit of a perfectionist, okay? I'm still working on it. It's not something that just goes away in a year, but I have less this urge of being the perfect Emily. I used to want to impress others all the time, okay? Like, I wanted to impress. Wow, Emily. Now I don't have this need anymore. I mean, I still do a little bit, but I don't have this urge anymore to impress other people, so I've lost this part of me that wanted to just impress all the time. I lost this tendency I had too to play a role in my relationships. So whenever I was with someone, I would try and impress them again and play a role, not really being myself. And when I was with someone else, I would play a role so that they would like me. So I would basically just play these different roles with different people so that they would like me. I've stopped this. Now my relationships with others are more authentic, and I'm just myself, and I don't give a fuck. I've lost a bit of empathy. Okay, what? She lost empathy? Is she evil? No, I was over empathetic. I would excuse everyone for everything, and I was hurting myself in the process. So I would just excuse any behavior that was unacceptable on the grounds that, oh, but it's okay, it's just because they're in a bad place right now, so I shouldn't be mad at them, blah, blah, blah. No, that's it. That's over. I've set limits and I've set boundaries. And those are so important for your own mental health. You really gotta set limits to your friends, to your family. I've lost my dishonesty. I used to be so dishonest. And this goes hand in hand with like trying to impress people, trying to play a role all the time. Now I'm cash. It doesn't mean that I say horrible things, okay? Oh, bitch, your makeup. No. And I don't talk like I don't talk like that. I won't do this. I will be honest. And if you ask me something, I'll tell you honestly, in my opinion, you're not doing the right thing. So I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I lost the fear of being on my own. being single, because I've always been in relationships, jumping from relationships to relationships, and as I said, in the process I kind of lost myself. Now that I'm single, I'm still kind of like, whoa, I'm single. When you're so used to having a partner, it's very, very weird. I'm okay on my own now. I live on my own and I'm fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's not that bad. It takes some time to get used to it, but I don't run away from loneliness anymore. I actually enjoy spending time with myself and taking care of myself and having me time, something that I didn't have when I was in my previous relationships. I lost fatigue. I used to be very, very tired. I mean, anyone who suffers from depression understands this. I was tired all the time. The way I lost fatigue was that I was way more mindful about myself and just my sleeping, eating, and just how I felt in general. I tried to listen to my body as much as possible. Meditation really helped. I recommend Headspace as an app. I used to have this anxiety that people will forget me, and I still have it. I'm scared that they forget me, that they don't remember me, that they don't remember what I've told them, and it's so important for me to know that I have a place in someone's heart. I'm working on it. I'm still sad when people forget things and stuff, but I understand. I barely remember anything people tell me, so I can't expect everyone else to remember everything I tell them. Now that might be really helpful for you who are suffering from depression out there. I lost the feeling that there are tips and tricks to being happy. There's this thing that will make me happy, and I need to aim at finding this thing. And once I'll find it, I'll be happy forever. This will be the key to making me happy. Oh, you just have to meditate, you just have to wake up in the morning, just start doing sports again, eat healthy, do this, find your passion and all that, and then you'll be happy. But there is one lifestyle that will make you happy. You need to have kids. You need 2 kids with a man, heterosexual family. That you need this many friends and this type of job that earns this much. I think that in order for you to be happy, you need to make your own choices, self-conscious choices about what you want and how you want to feel. And how you want to feel, the way to figure that out is by being more mindful about what you're doing. And you'll soon realize that, oh, when I do these things, I feel bad. When I do these things, I feel happy. So just start doing these things that make you happy. And for me, it was taking care of kids. It made me so happy. It gave me so much energy. It was so inspiring. So I went for it. But it was by exploring, by looking around and just checking out what's going on. Otherwise, you can't just... I'm always doing this. And so there's no tick box for happiness and fulfillment. Ooh, I used to be hypersensitive. Now I can take a piss. So British. I lost boredom and the feeling that life has no meaning by exploring, by finding the stuff that excited me, inspired me, and gave me energy. I found training, teaching. That was amazing, but it was a process, okay? Because at the beginning of this year, I felt like shit. I had no clue what I wanted to do. I was lost in life. I was not okay. The way I used to deal with sadness was that I used to push it away as far as possible. I didn't want to feel it. There's a saying in French, you put it under the carpet. But the thing is, it accumulates and accumulates, and at one point you just can't stand anymore and you just fall down and you burst into tears. Well, now I apprehend sadness. When I feel sad, I let it go. And what I've learned this year is that it's okay to cry. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to feel emotions, you know. It's how you act upon those emotions that matter. You're allowed to express your emotions. Just be careful, because you can do really bad things with them, because they can suffocate you. Anger can kill you. Jealousy can make you go insane. Sadness can make you want to end your life. What matters is how you act upon them. So I really do recommend meditation, because it's a moment where when you feel those emotions so deeply, just sit down. I put on Headspace. There are these SOS Headspace. Look at the thought. Look at the emotions. It's not that I deny my emotions. I'm still feeling them. I'm just remembering that they will go away. They were not going to stay here forever. I'm not going to be angry for the rest of my life. I'm going to get over it, okay? So what have I gained? I've gained energy, self-confidence. I'm confident now. When I walk into the gym, when I walk into a bookstore, when I walk into a music store, a vinyl record store, I pick my music and I'm just exploring my taste in music. I'm exploring all that kind of stuff and it's fun. It's really fun. I've gained motivation and purpose. Yay! I've gained ambitions. Better knowledge in general of who I am and what I want, not what other people want. I have more dreams. I've grown. Mind, body, and spirit. I've grown. I've set boundaries. I've gained hope in life. I love myself and now I accept myself unconditionally. How I deal with my emotions. I accept that my emotions are legitimate. I learned that you're not responsible for other people's happiness. Finding the balance between being supportive and the limits to what you can do to help them. And understanding your own limits. So I've gained the ability to be mindful and identify the things that make me sad or angry and understand them better and understand why they're making me feel bad. And thus, get rid of the why. I gain structure and knowledge of what I can control and what I cannot. I can't control what other people do. If other people don't want me in their lives, can't force them to have me in their lives. It's their decision and I have to respect it. Alright, so obviously this whole video was about me and how, I don't know what I said. I'm pretty sure that you can get something out of it. I feel like you can. It wasn't very structured. I kind of just went with the flow and set up my phone and just taped this. I'm not trying to dictate solutions to problems that you might be facing. I'm not telling you go and meditate, go to Thailand. No, that's not what I'm saying, okay? Because feeling good is different for everyone. And I think that it's very therapeutic to do something like I just did, to look back at what you lost this year and look at what you gained from what you've lost, okay? And look at what you've achieved and look at the successes and failures and the sacrifices that you made. And if it can help you, then that's great. Don't compare my journey to yours. Don't compare yourself to me. When you hear all of this, don't just focus on what you can get from it. Don't go to Thailand, okay? I'm just sharing with you how I overcame all my issues and all my troubles and all my problematics. A big part of my journey was counseling, so that's one thing that I would really encourage a lot of people to do. Although counseling is not for everyone, you need to find the right counselor, the right psychologist, the one that works for you. And that might take time. So, yeah, my name's Here Comes Emily. If you liked what I said, you can just subscribe. I might do more videos, fitness and beauty. This was just kind of a teaser of my personality and who I am. And it's just the beginning of a long journey, but I have a lot of things to say and I'm very excited to share it with you.